Welcome to episode 3 of our Queensland Outback Tour. On this episode we discover northwest Queensland, lots on offer, from the hot tubs at Julia Creek to working underground at Mount Isa, the beauty of Lawn Hill, and having to call in a rescue helicopter for one of us. Leaving Hughenden, we first of all had a coffee at the FJ Holden Cafe. We then headed west out to Richmond. Richmond, we camped at the council camping town. You can stay there for $5 for 3 nights. Great deal. They've got a beautiful lake, terrific butcher, and there's the underwater dinosaur display at Kronosaurus Corner, which you can't miss. Leaving Richmond, we then head further west and made our way out to Julia Creek. Julia Creek's got another great camp where you can camp beside the creek for 4 days. You just have to register and zero cost. We then went and stayed at the caravan park where we could try out the hot tubs. This is the artesian baths at Julia Creek. We're looking forward to a hot dip this afternoon.
Just here in the outback enjoying a bath.
It's going to be so exciting.
Thermal springs feed the hot tubs, magnesium in the water, and we spent a very nice sunset enjoying a few drinks and nibblies. Leaving Julia Creek, we made our way further west, out to Concurry, out to Mount Isa. At Mount Isa, we got to experience what it's like to work underground at the Hard Times mining tour. This is a mine especially made for tourists, where you can go down and experience everything from using the machinery to being in the crib room.
And then they put it in a big long massive.
We really enjoyed it, but after a couple of hours I was glad to see daylight again. I don't think it would be a job for me. This is the entry to one of the underground hospitals. These tunnels were used at the hospital in World War II as an evacuation centre after the Japanese had bombed the hospital in Darwin. Here we are at the recovery ward with a beautiful outlook. Leaving Mount Isa, we head northwest up the Barclay Highway. We then headed north up the Wills Development Road. This is a dirt road. It was fairly corrugated. We had to stop to drop our tyre pressure, but it's still good to get out back in the dust. So, dropping tyre pressure, we've just hit the dirt, 32. Down to 32. Morning coffee break on the road. Our destination was Gregory Downs, where we were going to stay for a few days. This looks like the ultimate free camp. From Gregory Downs we headed west to Lawn Hill National Park. Lawn Hill Gorge is absolutely beautiful, one of the most spectacular gorges you'd see anywhere in Australia, and one of the highlights of our trip. At Lawn Hill you can paddle up the gorge in canoes, or you can actually do a walk around the mountain to get up to the waterfalls. Darry Falls is a beautiful place to have a swim and a place to relax. Shortly after these pictures of movie were taken, however, we had a bit of a drama on our hand. Peter and Robin, who were travelling with us, Robin didn't feel too good. She sat down for a while and then she needed to lie down. And then our situation deteriorated. She had a sore arm, she was losing vision, and she wasn't good. Now up at Darry Falls there's no telephone communication, there's no roads in, and we had no communication with the rangers. So we're in a bit of trouble. Several people came to our aid, and one of those was Katie, who was a registered nurse, and she saved the day. She climbed up to the hill to raise the alarm, managed to contact the control centre in Townsville that organises all the emergency flights, and she organised a rescue helicopter to be sent from Mount Isa up to near our location at Adele's Grove. We'd also like to give a special thanks to Alex and Grace, who offered wonderful assistance while we were waiting for the rescue teams to arrive. This started about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 3 hours later we heard the sound of a helicopter over us. It was the RACQ Care Flight, and when you're in an emergency out in the bush, nothing sounds better than that rescue helicopter. The Care Flight crew and paramedics gave care to Robin, preparing her for the trip back. It took about an hour to get her ready, then she was loaded onto the helicopter and then did the flight back to Mount Isa. Had to do a fuel stop on the way back, and the journey took about an hour and a half to get back to the emergency department at Mount Isa Hospital. We'd like to thank everyone that rendered assistance, and especially the RACQ Care Flight helicopter. Those guys were just brilliant. Robin was diagnosed with SVT, which is a rapid heartbeat that develops when the normal electrical impulses of the heart are disrupted. It was decided then that she needed care in Townsville Hospital, and she needed to see a cardiologist. And then the Royal Flying Doctor Service was activated, and she was flown to Townsville for further treatment. After a week and a half, Robin and Peter rejoined us again, but we're not sure how long they'll be able to stay with us, as she's in recovery mode, and that could quite take some time. So we're just monitoring the situation, if they can continue or if they have to return home.